Today we are talking about why it is important to have workers test their PPE. So to do that, we're going to be talking with an expert in safety, Mackenzie Hoffman. That's where she comes in. She is a QSSP with years of experience, including a recent push into the area of PPE designed specifically for women in the trades. Mackenzie, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me today.
So I mentioned that you've been working with PPE that's been specifically designed for female employees. I know just enough about this to be able to ask this question. Is it correct to say that because we never tell a man who's 5'2" and weighs 130 pounds to wear an XL high vis vest, that it's inappropriate to tell a female working in the trades to just wear a size or two down? Is that correct? Or am I completely oversimplifying why it's so important to have proper fitting PPE?
Well, Kurt, that's a really great question. But when you think about it, wouldn't you want everyone to have personal protective equipment that's specific to their own fit, form, and function? In either situation that you mentioned, the employer is just setting the employee up for a bad outcome. I mean, fit matters. All too often, employees don't have any other options and they wind up taking PPE that's too large or, really just fits poorly. And this can lead to the PPE itself becoming a problem, causing incidents where people get caught on machinery or, we have fall protection that doesn't, stop a fall. And then mentally, employees can experience low morale, by thinking that maybe their employer doesn't care enough about them or their safety, and can also create some behavior issues and, unfortunately, poor attitudes.
Okay, shifting gears here a bit, what type of testing on sizing do the manufacturers traditionally do when taking into account different body types? Is it just fit tests and that's it, or is there more to it?
Well, it really depends on what type of PPE you're looking at here. For example, looking at a project that I've recently worked on with Mechanics Wear on a new line of women's bodyguard gloves. Mechanics Wear has followed the international standard ISO 21420 with a few modifications that the standard doesn't address. The standard itself was based on a study conducted across many countries that took 2D and 3D scans of the human hand. It looked at age, gender, body mass index, and those were all factored into a calculation that determined what the average hand size is, as well as establishing baselines for a universal glove size chart that ranges in both length, dimensions, and width. Fastenal was able to host a sizing event with some female members from a large construction customer early this year. We were able to take in samples of these women's sized gloves, and we had amazing feedback. The comfort and usability was spot on.
So that's interesting. They were able to take a look at different hands and basically just say, this is what we're going to shoot for. They created a product and it's now, I don't know what you want to say exactly, but it's kind of like a standard. How does that work? Is there like a sizing scale with a program built around it? Is it just subjective, or are there metrics people can use?
We have different testing methods for each category of PPE. When our customers are able to work closely with our safety specialists, they can assist our customers with fitting services. We can work with you on a comprehensive PPE assessment for your gloves, the eyewear, respirators, garments, fall protection, and even hearing conservation fit testing.
How important is it to play into the idea that employees who test gear before it's bought are more into wearing it longer and just wearing it in general?
We've found that when we can assist with proper PPE trials and fitting sessions, we're able to get that employee buy in with our program. The employees are more accepting of the PPE, they learn how to wear it and when to change it out. Our safety specialists can assist with the training on the PPE, giving the employees a chance to ask questions and learn about the products that they will be using.
So I'm going to try to wrap up the big ideas here, and then you're going to laugh and correct me. Does that sound good?
It's perfect.
Okay. So basically, we're talking about people who want to get the most out of PPE, They should be thinking about it as personal, not just protective equipment, but it needs to be almost individualized as much as possible. Am I right so far?
You are correct, Kurt.
Okay, good. I had a good coach. Thank you, Mackenzie. Uh, then we want to be looking at the testing, and that really comes down to the idea of the individuals who are going to be using it. So whether that's team members, employees, whoever it happens to be, they should have a stake in the process. Why is that so important again?
Well, again, PPE is personal, and the employees are going to be the ones who are wearing this PPE all day, every day. And so you want to make sure that you have the right products for the right job.
So, Mackenzie, as a woman in the field looking at the way that specifically designed PPE for women is being constructed, do you have firsthand examples? I'm betting you do, of somebody wearing something that wasn't correct and how things are going to change in the future for a person like that.
So we have had an actual Fastenal employee wearing a high vis safety vest in a picture that we used for social media. And in this picture, it looks like her vest fits her perfectly. But unbeknownst to most, she actually has a hair clip on the back of her vest, cinching it and making it look like it actually fits her body and shape and size. So that's a perfect example. So what we are looking at doing is creating, that PPE that is actually going to fit a woman, narrowing the shoulders, flaring at the waist, and, making it for women.
That makes sense. We don't want to be putting somebody in a vest that is going to be baggy because they could get caught on something because it's just the wrong size and you're just going to be asking for trouble at that point.
Absolutely.
I promised to do a wrap up where I hit on the big ideas and then you were going to correct me if I went astray. Are there any big ideas that I missed?
I think you hit the nail right on the head there. It's just making sure that we're looking at personal protective equipment as personal. It should be individualized, for each worker, ensuring that we do have that right fit, form, and function. The employees are going to be the ones wearing this PPE day in and day out, so it's crucial to make sure that we have everything dialed in and that it's comfortable for the employees who are wearing this.